got my interest. I want to hear this one.
Yeah, I know it's cool. Get everybody. Tell me you in now. It's 33, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shit, we back in here. We need. I keep saying I'm gonna stop saying we back in, but we need answers. Episode 33. We doing this on a different day. We switching it up on a Friday night. Yeah, getting it in.
The grind includes Friday.
Exactly. All 7 days. So tonight we got Diamond in here. We gonna call this the real estate episode right here. So this is all back to ain't back 'cause we ain't never left, but on our interview shit again. We've been doing a round table discussions a lot lately, but on the interview tip is always here to provide some answers. There's a lot of people got questions about real estate shit.
You had a real estate interview yet?
Have I heard one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of information in it, and I think it's perfect that we got somebody. It's different when you get information from somebody older or somebody that's out of the culture or somebody you can't relate to. But now we got a young individual, 25, making power moves, and somebody that's willing. When she reached out to me and told me like I want to come on, a lot of people been asking me questions about. It wasn't no thought. Anytime you can get some kind of knowledge or information with somebody that's willing to give it up, I'm definitely gonna do that and share that because you never
give
know.
It back. Give it back. Somebody gave it to me, so it's only right.
The running quote on the show: "You must teach what is taught." It's the only way you're gonna benefit. But long story short, Diamond just purchased a big duplex downtown or what part of Baltimore?
So it's in the zip code 21230.
Okay.
So all that Federal Hill, Carroll Park area, down there where the duplex is at.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
it's official.
For those who don't know, what is a duplex?
Duplex is a 2-unit house. So it's smaller than an apartment building, but it's a 2-unit house, a multi-unit. That's what it's called. So a commercial building is anything with 5 units or more. So apartment is what's considered a commercial, but this is a 2 to 4 unit is a duplex.
Okay. All right.
So you got a duplex and you got commercial. So once I hit more than 4 units, it's commercial and considered as an apartment.
Okay.
But this considered a duplex, a multi-unit.
All right, that's hard. So breaking it down, from the very beginning, like what made you even get interest in getting properties?
Man, I just wanted something else to do with my money and my time. So one day, I think last summer, I was sitting in the house. I think I just had picked up YouTube. I love YouTube. YouTube University. I picked up YouTube and just searched like real estate. It was a guy, I was just playing around, sketching, scheming, playing around with the numbers. And one day I kept going along with it, kept studying. Then I know everybody learned something from Nipsey, so I'm still studying Nipsey interviews. I'm like, man, I'm ready to learn real estate, take this serious. So I'm still pushing the gas. Last year when Nipsey died, I just started going hard with it. I knew that I was ready to come up on some money, so my idea was I need something to do with this money because I might not never come across it again.
Right.
So I believe I really took like the 7 P's to get where I'm at right now, like proper preparation. I didn't wait until I got the money to figure out what I did. I was already doing.
So when you got it, you already was hitting the ground running.
Yeah, when I got the money, I was already hitting the ground running. Like, man, I'm ready.
Right.
So I think then that was last year. So coming into this year, I actually went to the library. Got a real estate 101 investing book. Got a book from the library. The book was so mind-blowing because I'm like, dang, this is something that nobody never really told me, probably won't even never tell me.
Right.
So I had ran with this quote where it say, like, if you want to hide something from a black person and put it in a book.
Oh, yeah, because they won't look in the book.
They won't look in the book, yo, and it's crazy because, like, I think I just started, like, reading when, like, my 12th grade year in high school, I had read, like, the Henrietta Lex book.
Okay.
I think that's when I fell in love with reading. because the story was so interesting when I read it in high school. So I'm like, man, I'm going to the books. Went to the books. Books was so mind blowing, so much information. Like, it's so much information that people that wouldn't even know.
Right.
So that book that I got, it told me, if you want to you could be a homeowner, but be an investor, like make money. So that's why I didn't want it just to get a house and live in it.
Yeah,
I don't got no
kids.
Like, I don't got no kids. I'm just gonna be with a big house, three rooms. So so I'm like, I'm still reading the book. The book told me, that's when the book mentioned the duplexes and the commercial units. So I'm like, all right, we getting somewhere. So I had so at that time, in the 2 months in the library, I'm reading. I took a class, Mark Whitten class, real estate money.
That's Mark Flip Houses.
Mark
right?
Flip Houses.
He from here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I took his class for real. So
I was going.
When I took his class, I just got like vocabulary.
Okay.
But he teaches skill. Like real estate is really like a broad statement. Like so much fall under the umbrella. Yeah. So what Mark teaches wholesale. Wholesale, you really just when you want to start with no money, no credit. So that's how you get a wholesale check. And then you got buy and hold. That's what I did. I bought a property and I'm holding it for income. Okay. Then you got fix and flip, where you get a bando, renovate your house, rehab it, renovate it. So real estate is really like a broad statement. Yeah. So when people be like, yo, when they be coming at me now, like, yo, I want to start real estate, and I'll be just like, man. Do your homework. Let me know what you want to come do when we can, work something out. So I ain't take the fix and flip and I ain't take the fix and flip and rehab route. I went straight to what I knew and what I was set up, prepared to do. All right. So so that was February this year. Like the timeline just really played itself out, and all I did was really keep working. Okay. So February, I'm taking Mark class, I got a bunch of language. It was
online or in person?
It was online. Okay. It's a weekly course. I could have got it all at once, but I'd rather, like every Tuesday, the class was being posted. So I'm in the library, I'm taking the class, and I'm still reading the Real Estate 101 book. So I'm getting it in the wintertime. So I take the class. Mark had a seminar up in New York. I love traveling. I went to New York by myself. Okay, that's went up New York by myself, got me a room. I think I stayed in like the Barclays, some nice hotel. I'm just chilling. 2-day class on the weekend. That's what I'm saying. The grind includes the weekend, man. Right. I'm in the weekend. He just basically, so when I get up New York network, he had Wallow come through. Wallow giving game. I love Wallow.
Funny as shit.
Love Wallow. So he had Wallow come through. There was a nice 2-day seminar. So what caught me was like I'm in full blown still grind mode. So on my way back, I'm on a Greyhound searching for a realtor now. Now I'm at the point where I got the information from the book. Now it's time to get for real. So I'm on Instagram searching for a realtor. So when I do business, I don't like doing business with people that I know.
They ain't gonna take you serious.
They ain't gonna take me serious, and plus, this was something that it means something to me. So, because I've been passionate about it since day one. So I didn't want to work with nobody that I knew, because I didn't want it to be like a conflict of interest. So I left the business and the friendship. Like I got friends that's realtors. I got friends that was working on what they was working on, but I ain't gonna say I ain't want no help. I just didn't want no relationship.
Yeah, I got you. It works better like that, because if you dealing with a stranger, you gonna respect the stranger off the strength of you coming to me with some business, and we gonna have some business. You do it with a friend or family, it's gonna be like I could bullshit a little bit, I could drag it out. So it makes sense.
So I'm on a bus coming back from the seminar now, searching for a realtor. I come across a guy, Antonio Jones. So from February to August.
2020? February 2020?
Yeah, February 2020 to August, yesterday, me and Antonio built a relationship in 6 months.
That's what's up.
I ain't gonna lie, every time I think about it, because I really feel like ain't no relative went as hard as me. I'm gonna get into the process too, but he really went. I feel like he really went hard because he knew how passionate I was when I came.
Okay.
So what's so crazy is I get back from the seminar same day. I'm searching. I booked the consultation. I think my Greyhound bus landed back at probably 5:30. I had the consultation with him booked 30 minutes, like right later. So once I got in my car for the Greyhound, I went straight to Timonium, to his office.
He a black guy?
Yeah, he a black guy, 33, black guy.
Oh, that's what's up.
Take care of his son. I think I be so mind blown because you don't really meet people like that too often. That's so open.
Yeah.
You know, that welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
So I'm in a sweatsuit, Yankees hat. I'm like, man, I'm going there like this because I feel like my mouthpiece and what I want to do going to talk for
yourself,
me.
Yeah.
So I took away what I looked like before I even got there.
Right.
So when I got there, he already knew because I had to fill out just a summary what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I'm like,
you had to pay for the consultation?
No, it was free.
Okay.
So when I got there, I think I had told him, and the notes I had told him, I wanted a commercial building, but I want something with 4 units. So it threw him off, but he knew where I was getting at. Because mind you, I'm still reading the book. Like I'm just.
You ain't got it, but you learning it.
I'm learning it, and as I'm learning it, I'm talking it. So it's like it's reframing back in my brain.
Yeah.
But like I ain't even gonna lie. Like Nipsey said, lay a brick a day. Yeah. You feel me? So every day I'm just laying a brick. Every conversation is like a brick. I'm telling my close friend like, yo, to this day I be like, yo, I don't even know what I be talking about, but it just sounds so right. When I talk to other people about it, their mind be blown away too. So now we at the consultation, we sit down, like, I just showed him today, like, I remember the first message that I sent them on Instagram, but he was busy. So I ended up having to book him through his website to even get booked. Okay,
so you tried to DM him.
I tried to DM him, but I couldn't, so I just went and booked him. Right.
That was smart.
So now, I sit down with him, we talking, he opening up to me about what he had going on as far as real estate and being an agent. So I'm opening up telling him, what I wanted, what my budget was, what I was looking for. I feel like ain't no realtor. I mean, they might do, but he really told me, what's your credit score? I said, I don't really know. He said, he wanted me to work with his lender. He was like, I'm going to put you on with my man Brian, and Brian going to help you. So Brian had I didn't really get too far with Brian. He pulled my credit score. He came back. He said, you need to work with your credit score. So I called Antonio, the realtor, like...
Let me ask you this before you go. Is this your first time really doing any kind of, like, business?
This is my first time doing any type of business.
Okay.
I'm 25. I'm really, like, standoffish, but... I'm about my money and what I take. I always say, like, when I wanted to do something, I wanted to be a passion. Right. I don't want it to be mediocre and just doing it because somebody doing it and just because money involved. But this is my first business. Yeah. My business LLC. I'm gonna get into all that.
Yeah. Like, go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you out. We just gotta. For the people who don't know, they gotta know. Cause my whole thing is with this is like, you saying this. And this is your first time, everything, you got a million people that's discouraged to do stuff because they never did shit. Like, it's somebody same age, probably same position, probably like, well, I can't do that. I ain't got shit. I ain't got no good credit. I ain't got this. I ain't this. So. Man,
we gonna get into it. So, Antonio told me to go to Brian. I go to Brian. Brian pulled my credit. This the lender. He said, okay, I got your credit score back, but you need to work on it. So I'm going to, he wouldn't tell me what the credit score was when I got it back in the mail. It was like a 6. I probably was like in the 6. Okay. So I called Antonio. I'm like, Antonio, he told me I need to work on my credit. Antonio like, listen, this what you do. You go get X, 1, 2, 3 minor credit cards, secured credit cards, and you put your own money on there, and you get this other credit card called self. So now I'm in a position where I'm building my credit. I took $500 of my own money to discover it for a secured credit card. Okay. $200 to Capital One for a secured credit card, and M&T had already approved me. I didn't even need. That's what I banked with. I didn't even need no money down for M&T. They just gave me $1,000.
Okay.
So now I'm in a stage where still in February, I'm building my credit. It says you don't want to spend 10% of what you put on there, and sometimes they say 30%, but which is right. But like when Antonio explained to me, he was like 10% is really showing them that you're responsible and you're spending less than what you actually got, and they see that you're serious because you put your own money on there.
Yeah.
So now this is where the discipline kick in with me because I'm 25. 21-year-old me would have took $500 and went to the mall. I'm going to the mall, $500. I'm going to but if you add it up, it's more. It was like $700 because plus the other secured credit card, and it's my money. So at that time when I did that, I gotta be serious now because now if I can't now if I call a credit bureau and tell them, oh, I want to cancel my card, I don't want my money on it, now my credit jacked up. So I had no choice but to keep my foot on the gas once I got the secured credit cards. So now months pass. Then we get into April or May. I got a close friend that we work together. He really played behind the scenes a lot, but we got a cool relationship. So he not working with a realtor, but he had he knew we worked this, we built this thing, he knew what we was trying to build, what I was trying to build. So he nurtured my dreams too. So he had an MLS and I had an MLS with Antonio, but the MLS he had was with the duplexes. So the MLS,
what's the MLS?
Multiple listing services where realtors they basically got the houses that's on sale.
Okay.
So like Zillow, LootNet, they might got houses for sale. They might have houses listed for sale, but they might be under contract or they might be inactive, already sold.
Okay.
So, but the agent itself, that's why it's important. A seller's agent is so important. It's like your lawyer. So if you go in there thinking you ready to buy a house, cash, whatever, no,
you need that.
You need that because I'm telling you, my seller's agent probably pulled strings that I wouldn't have pulled if I was by myself.
All right.
So I had a friend. He got a MLS listing with duplexes. I got MLS with single family homes. So now I'm in the pre-approved. Antonio like, all right, it's May. I'm like, Antonio, I don't even think he told me like, all right, go ahead, go get pre-approved. I said, it's May. I'm ready. Like, I don't even know what my credit score is. I don't even know if it's, I think like a month later. So I got opening credit cards in February or March. I think in April, I went back to Brown like, Brian, I think I had got an update from Credit Karma. I'm like, Brian, my credit score going up. I'm ready to start house searching. So Brown like, no, it's too early. It probably wasn't even a month. I probably got Brown like 2-3 weeks later. I just was ready. I'm ready to go. So I don't even think I'd even let Brian. So once Brian did that, it wasn't like I was mad or nothing. I'm like, man, Brian don't know. I'm really trying to get this money. I'm like, now I'm at the point where I'm banked with M&T. I got a good friendship where I bank. The branch manager, me and him got a good friendship. Okay. So I'm like, I call him, I'm like, Ty, like we will always talk when I go in there. I'm like, Ty, I'm trying, who do I go to, to buy a house? He was like, oh, that's nothing. Cause he the senior vice branch manager. So I'm in the bank talking to big people now. So at this point, I'm feeling like, but at the same time, I'm humble about it. I'm not on the internet, bragging and boasting. I'm just really, I'm putting in footwork. Yeah. Like really in the bank, putting in footwork, building relationships. So
you really wanted it.
I'm like, Ty, I need, I'm trying to buy a house. He said, okay. My man Shane was the original loan. Shane was the original person that was supposed to be working on my loan. So, but Shane, that's when the coronavirus had hit. So Shane he loaded with, mortgage, people trying to refinance, get a lower interest rate. He pushed me off to another lender. He said, the other lender going to take care of me. So now I'm trying to get pre-approved. I want to see, I got a good job. I had came back from the seminar. I get back from the seminar to a manager. My boss called me when I was in New York with a promotion officer, with a promotion offer. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
So now I'm like,
working
so
on
everything,
time.
so 2020 was crazy for me, man. 2020 was crazy for
That's
me.
what's
So
up. That just show you how destined it is for you. Like
think
if you
so.
get a promotion on the way you making a business move,
yeah,
it's like
so
you on the right
I didn't
path.
want to tell my boss that I was in New York. So
Yeah.
so he called me on Sunday with the promotion offer. So when I missed his call, I'm thinking like, man, what I'm gonna call and say?
Okay, you
So-
thought it was something bad.
Yeah. So I called him. I'm like, hello. I'm like, yeah, sorry, Mr. Carr. I'm in church. I told him I was in church in second service.
That was a good answer.
But I do go to church though.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I told him I'm in church in second service. So he like, oh, that's fine. I just was calling to see was you willing to take this position,
Okay.
a higher manager position. So I'm
Okay.
like, dang, my mind blown. I'm like, I'm studying real estate. I'm getting a promotion. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm calling my friends like, yo,
You know, it just
all
happened.
this happening.
Yeah.
Like, my mind just be so blown though, for real. Like,
Yeah.
cause it's just like,
That's hard. That's hard.
it's just like, dang, you just,
Yeah.
you know.
Alright.
So now I'm at the point where I'm trying to get pre-approved to see how much, you know, what I'm working with.
Right.
What was my budget? So she sent me out. So I fill in, put my W-2s in, how much I'm making. So now when I got a promotion, I went from hourly to salary.
Okay.
So from February to we in May now, I'm on salary. So I'm submitting those pay stubs when I do the pre-approval letter.
Okay. The salary.
So the salary pay stubs, yeah. So they can
Look a
see
lot
like,
better.
yeah. So they look a lot better than
Yeah.
hourly. So
Right.
now I'm really feeling like a big dog. But you know, like even in now, I ain't partying.
Yeah.
I ain't going out.
I mean, to be honest with you,
I'm focused.
while this is going on, it's probably the best time this shit happen for you because there ain't nothing really going on anyway, to be honest. Little shit here and there, but...
And that was already started before the coronavirus hit. But
Okay.
when the coronavirus hit,
It was
I'm
like-
it ain't nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Plus, I work for Amazon. We still open. So
Okay.
I'm working and, I'm working.
Yeah.
So I get pre-approved. She told me so now I'm still working with the same relative from February. We go look at a single family property. I'm like, nah, rooms was too small. I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like when you as an investor, like me personally, I ain't really just trying to take nobody money,
Right.
even though money is the goal. But I didn't want nobody to live where I wouldn't live at.
Quality over quantity.
And live right. So I ain't want nobody to live where I wouldn't live at,
That's good business.
and I wouldn't buy, rent something that I wouldn't stay.
Yeah.
So we over east on. I'm like, I already knew I wasn't going to buy when I went, but I still went to check it out. Check it out. So we went visit a property over Greenmount. Then we visited a property over Patterson Park.
And y'all, before you finish, but y'all going to find properties for you to buy, right?
Right. So now we searching. We home searching because I had got pre-approved for She kept I think they kept minimum. I think the whole entire process I got I was getting the short end of the stick because of my age.
Okay.
So when these people seeing them numbers, my credit score, my cash reserves, I got stocks. So once they see all these accounts and what's in them,
It's a good look for you.
it's a good look for me. But they looking like this kid 25.
Yeah.
So they think they playing me. So she sent me out a pre-approval letter, but I was really approved for more.
Okay.
So she kept saying she had sent out a pre-approval letter. She sent one out for 80,000, and she was like, but it's still a lot more wiggle room.
Okay.
So
she told you that?
Yeah, she told me that. So I'm like, okay. So my relative, he's still working hand in hand. So he tell her you want what you really guaranteed approved for.
Yeah.
So when she sent the 80,000. I forgot what the second one was. And then she sent the third one. The third one was for 180,000 or something like that. That's how much I've improved. And this for my credit score now. So I'm still
So
working.
what number you need to have on credit for you to get
So
approved?
the type of loan that I took out, Sorry, so we could go back. So the type of loan I took out was a FHA, a Federal Housing Act loan, which is Freddie. People older might call it a Freddie Mac, Fannie Mac, but it's a government loan. It's secured with insurance.
Okay.
So the type of loan that I took out, it allowed me to put anything down from 3.5% up into 10%.
Okay.
So the
Of the
higher,
loan.
right?
Okay.
So the higher that my credit score was, the less percentage that I had to put down.
Okay. Okay.
So you need the get approved for FHA. You need a 580 or more credit score.
Okay.
That's
And
for
you can
anybody.
just go to your bank and apply for that.
Right. You
Okay.
can go to your bank. You can go to any bank, credit union. You know, you just applying for a home.
Okay.
So what determines that is your credit score, not what you make. You know, what determines if you get approved for the FHA. There's different types of loans. You got a conventional loan. Conventional loan is 20%.
Okay.
So and a book taught me that every $100,000, $20,000 is a down payment. So if you're looking at a $200,000 house, your down payment for a conventional loan is $40,000. So now I'm running numbers. I'm doing percentages. I'm doing math. So now I'm still getting it, and it's still mind blowing though at the end of the day, because it's like I'm really walking this path. And I ain't gonna say I walked this path for long. I got on my friends' nerves, and I'm the type of person like I reward. Okay. I try
for helping and all that.
For helping and for caring, like even the support.
Yeah.
So you don't even gotta do like monetary wise. Like I ain't even gonna lie. If you wouldn't even got the wine, I probably would have brought it by. I'm surprised I didn't even stop to bring it. I think I probably ain't stopped because I was late.
Hey, no, you was on time. I was late. You was way on time. Yeah, well that's good.
You see what I'm saying? But I always try to, like I reward loyalty with loyalty all the way. So my friends.
Speaking
man,
of wine, let me see a bottle.
My friends, man, I got on my friends' nerves every day, stressed out through this process. So
I
now
can imagine.
So we got the FHA. So that's the type of loan that I took out. FHA. You need a 580 credit score or higher to get approved. The higher your credit score, the higher your credit score, the lower down payment you gotta put down. So I got approved for, of course, I'm 580. Not to say, brag or boast, but we teaching. This is a teaching podcast. Yeah. So we teaching. So my credit score was a 709. So I ordered, I got approved for the 3.5% down payment. So now we still house searching. So now I'm going back to the drawing board. After I visited those two houses, I think I sent my realtor houses out somewhere far. It was like
somewhere.
I don't even remember where I sent him So what he do is I send him zip codes of houses, and he gets what's listed for sale.
Okay.
So I sent them like Columbia, and at this time I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking to put 21230 where I got the property.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. So I'm thinking county, because that's where I want to live, and that's where I live now. So I'm just. I ain't gonna say I'm just doing anything, but I'm just, doing whatever was coming to my mind at the time.
Okay.
So my buddy had sent me something. He was like, man, look at this or whatever. It wasn't the property that I bought, but it was like some 4 units that needed rehab. So I go back. I'm looking at all the multiple listed, all everything that was listed on that website. So I come across the house that I bought.
Okay.
So I'm like, I send this to my realtor. I'm like, see if this address still active.
Right. What attracted you to it?
What it really attracted to me was it was a 2-unit and it was turnkey ready. Okay. I ain't had to do no work to it.
Okay.
Nothing like.
Well, that's good.
Somebody could really like move in there tonight.
That's a steal then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I ain't gotta put
How they slide past their house then? Because you peeped it. They ain't peeped it.
My man wasn't really he not trying to buy a house. He was just working with me.
Okay.
So that's why I said, like, he played the background, but he really the one that found the property.
Okay.
But I'm the one with the money, so, let's get this money, So
Right.
I made him my property manager. I
Okay.
want to be hands off. You know.
Okay.
I don't want no relationship, no business. I'm gonna force everything over to him. Let him handle everything.
Okay.
So
That's tight.
like I just think that's hard.
It is. It
That's
is.
hard.
It is.
He said-
That's how you
He
partnerships
said
work.
he came and told me like, man, you just pay me this every 2 weeks. You got that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he don't want much from me.
Yeah.
He just want to see me win.
Right.
Good 12-year friendship.
Yeah, that's a good
So that's
partnership.
somebody that I trust. He'll get the work done. Wouldn't short me.
Okay.
So he the one that I originally got he had an MLS, so the property came from his MLS.
Okay.
So I sent it over to my realtor. I'm like, see if this duplex still active. It was listed for $160,000. My pre-approval letter, I think I'm approved for $180,000.
Okay.
So I'm looking for stuff that's in that budget already. Trying to see how much I'm gonna have to put down. So I'm gonna tell what I put down at the end. I'm gonna tell y'all what I put down at the end. Y'all gotta tell these guys put this jewelry up, man. This t-shirt probably like $5. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Put the money into something worth putting the money into,
Man,
man.
for
That
real,
clothes
man.
and shit and the jewelry ain't worth that
Put
shit.
that stuff up. People probably looking
something that's
at
gonna
me.
make you more money.
Man, you look at my Instagram. It's nothing but Baltimore brands and Puma.
Okay, that's what's up.
I feel like I be thinking like a Jew. I be tripping off myself sometimes. I be thinking like, yo, because if I was to tell my younger self this, I'd be tripping off my younger self. Like, yo, you cheap or something like that. You got it broke. But I treat myself here and there to a trip or something. But
but fuck that, it'll come. Once all the work done, then that's
once
when you get to play you out.
that's when all the luxury stuff comes.
Exactly.
But I'm working right now. I'm breaking.
Yeah.
So I hit my realtor up, tell him, Antonio, I found a duplex. He knew that a duplex was what I wanted from the beginning, from February. So I'm like, I found this duplex. Can you see if it's still active? He like, all right, let me hit you back. He hit me back. It's still active.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, we stand a chance now.
Right.
So he like, when you want to go, check it out. We was scheduling. So I'm doing my work schedule Sunday through Thursday. So I'm doing all my real estate work on Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
So every time when we went to go visit a house was a Friday morning or Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
Okay.
So we go. He like I send him the date, let him know 10 a.m. We go look. Walk through that. We only walked through. Because the first one of the units is tenant occupied, so I only really saw one unit. But from what I saw was, so if it's turnkey ready, then
all of it look good.
All of it look good.
Okay.
The building in standing condition. The floors, just little stuff that will pop out to somebody that would be buying a house. But that's why I said again, I'm not trying to buy a house. I'm trying to make money.
Right.
So I'm thinking like in my mind, I'm thinking would I live here?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I will live here.
Okay. Okay.
I'll pay that $10.50, $11.50 to live here. So that's in my mind. I'm thinking like, all right, kitchen nice, everything nice. So I'm like, so now we in Memorial Day weekend. We still working. We sent the offer in Memorial Day. I want to be sure. So like May. Yeah. So May, I'm in the house, in the bed. I got my iPad. I got YouTube. I'm chilling. I'm good. No Memorial Day cut out for me. I'm trying to get to this bag. So Memorial Day, I'm in the house just chilling. He like, so we reach out to the seller. He told my agent, the seller agent told him that they had an offer on it already. Okay. So my realtor like, man, I'm gonna go to my mentor. I'm gonna ask them what we should do. But what the seller was, so in the real estate business, they don't have to tell. My realtor told me this. He didn't have to tell me what somebody bid or what that bid was. Okay. We just had to know we had to come hard. Okay. So I'm thinking like 180. It's listed for 160K, and I got approved for 180K. I think I told my realtor, man, tell him I got 175.
Yeah, put them tax on
I
that.
told him I got 175.
Uh,
So my relative, like, he gonna go to his mentor, and he gonna go to his mentor, do his homework. So he come back, he like, all right, I got a number. So I'm like, I'm with whatever that you say is right at this point, because I'm excited. My first product, I feel like we getting somewhere, we ready. So he sent the offer Memorial Day. The seller's agent reached right back, was like, I'm gonna reach out to the seller. He with his kids right now. It's Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
So I'm sitting in the house. I think I live out in the county, so for like my spare time, I watch YouTube, or I go ride around the neighborhood on my dirt bike. So Memorial Day, I just was really just laid back chilling. So we get I get throughout the work week, he like offer got approved.
okay.
So I'm like, man. So at that point, I feel like I got it.
Yeah.
But mind you, I still gotta go through the entire loan process. I got pre-approved, but not approved.
Yeah, okay.
You feel me?
So pre-approved basically saying that we fucking with you, but approved is like you got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So pre-approved is this how much I'm gonna loan you.
Yeah.
This how much you eligible. Let's say this how much you eligible for. You see what I'm saying? So that's how much I was eligible for. So now I'm working with some money that I ain't even got.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this real estate shit crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm still mind blown that I got from a book to putting the offer in.
Yeah.
So every step was really like
it worked hand in hand.
Hand in
Because
hand.
had the realtor not told you to get what they really could have offered you, you would have took what the lady said from the jump, right? Because you said
we started out with 80,000.
Yeah,
but she kept saying I had more wiggle room. He told me go back
and make sure you
tell
get
her you want the highest, because she kept trying to get me to go look at properties. She kept telling me to go look at properties, and that's why I said I felt like they was trying to play with me because I was young.
Yeah.
She kept saying, "Do you have a property?" And I'm like,
trying to see if you really knew what you was doing.
Exactly. So the first property we went to was on Boone Street. It was listed for 80,000. So what she was having me do was send her the property address, and then she'll send a pre-approval letter for that number.
Okay.
So now she knows. Yeah. So now she tried small ball me. So he like, man, why they keep telling you, send you an address. Yeah. You want to know
what you
working with, so you can go actually find
and get what you want to get.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's how we got to the 180 pre-approval letter. So now I've got the offer in. I sent it to the lender. So now we still working. So the lender sent out a pre-approval letter, and that just lists like the type of rate. It's just basically like an estimate for real. She sent out an estimate of everything. So the file had to go to underwriting.
What that mean?
This process, man, I gotta take a deep breath. The underwriting process was crazy. It's where they verify all your information.
Okay.
Your work history, your current job history. I feel like the process wasn't as bad, but due to COVID, I feel like it kind of held a lot of stuff back. And they wanted to make sure that I feel like now that I'm closed out on the deal, I'm at peace with them, with M&T. But I really feel like due to COVID, they just wanted to make sure, this not no
bullshit.
Yeah, this not no 10,000, 50,000 that they rate loan.
Yeah, it's
to a 25-year-old.
Yeah,
this is six figures right here. So they want to make sure that this wasn't no. You feel me?
We giving it to the right person.
Right. So the underwriting process was from. That's why I went back to that tweet, because when I tweeted it, I tweeted that tweet when I was like the multi-unit and the owner, because I already felt good about it. I feel like it's 2 units. It's enough for me to manage, enough for me to a small family just to collect rent. It ain't too much. You break something, we're gonna work it out and get it fixed.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing crazy. No 4 unit. you know, just something. It was just enough for me.
Right.
So I
right.
felt comfortable
For
to
your
post
first
it.
one.
So I felt comfortable to post it on Twitter saying, you know, the March of Unity and
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
So that's when. So now we in June. On my birthday, I wake up. I submit my loan application on my 25th birthday. So I'm like, dang,
Perfect
yo.
time.
I'm like, yo, 2020 getting crazy. I'm waking up with my 25th birthday doing a loan application for a house.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting here, you know, spending my birthday morning doing the application on my iPad. So we submitted. I think I posted that tweet. I think June 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Underwriting came back saying, you know, that they needed, you know, just certain little documents that they kept needing. So once they need stuff, I would have to send that back. Then the file go back to underwriting. So the underwriter is who approves to make sure that everything is legit.
Okay.
My work history. Oh, so let me go back while I'm talking about work history. Let me go back to the FHA loan. So the FHA loan requires mandatory 2-year work history.
Okay.
So you can't have, when I say 2-year work history, I mean 2018, 2019, 2020.
Gotta be working.
You gotta be working to qualify for that loan.
Okay.
Anybody can qualify for it. I'm pretty sure everybody.
Even if it's a bullshit job.
Even if it's a bullshit job, they just want to know that you work.
Yeah.
That you. That's just like would you loan? That's just like you. Would you loan somebody $1,000 that you know that don't got a job?
Right. No.
Versus somebody that keep a job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's business.
Pretty much.
So that's how they really look at it. Like,
Okay.
is this person stable enough to pay
this
the bill?
money back?
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So me, I always kept a job.
Uh-huh.
Ever since I was old enough to work. I think my first job though was like, you know, you first, but my first real job was Checkers at Westside.
Mm-hmm.
Working at Checkers at Westside. Started working at Shoe City. So now I'm working 2 jobs when I'm old enough to work. So I been had the hustling mentality in me to get the money.
Yeah.
So now, so you do need 2-year work history. So I think that's what held the process up a lot. I had so many jobs in 2019, man. They it sent them a red flag.
Okay.
Because
why
to
keep
them,
switching jobs?
why I keep switching jobs to me, you know, to them that look like I'm not stable.
Okay.
But I was there lengthy enough. But these jobs really don't be paying nothing for you.
Gotta keep moving up, man.
Had to keep moving up, you know. So I had to write a letter. Like 2019, I had 3 jobs.
Okay.
Last year I had 3 jobs. 2018 I worked 1 job.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to explain, you know, why I had so many jobs. So I'm like, man. But I ain't even gonna lie. I was praying, but then I was feeling like iffy about it because of the, you know, work history being so up and down.
Yeah.
So now we in the underwriting process where, you know, these people serious about this. So 1 job, my 2018 job, they got all the verifications from all the 2019 jobs, all the W2s.
They call the jobs and all that?
Yeah, they verify. Even though you submit your W2s, they told me because I had so many different jobs, they had to call and verify.
But they usually don't?
But I don't think so.
Okay.
So I don't think so. So this 1 job that I worked in 2018, I worked there the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
He told them, I put, you know, the dates that I worked the whole year. He told them that I only worked from August 2018 to December 2018.
But you worked from the whole year.
But I worked the whole year. So now they looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm applying for this loan.
Right.
They might think that I'm lying, but mind you, it was an independent contractor job. Like somebody that got their own business. He had his own security company.
Yeah.
But the 1099 form states that I made $20,000 in 2018.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So when they came back to me, well, he said that you only worked 4 months, and I'm like, come on now, be realistic. Somebody made $20,000 in 4 months. This is how I'm talking to my lender because I want y'all to be realistic. Like the guy was already Caucasian guy, and I reached out to him. You know, I even reached out to him. You know, to let him know like I'm trying to do something serious.
Yeah.
It's something serious. I need you to get him that accurate information.
Right.
It's not the ball not in my court no more. I gave them what I needed. So now it's on you. So I feel like this was the hardship. This was my hardship right here. But I don't know. God just worked just
like
so
the test.
different.
That was
yeah,
like the
so
test
this
out
was
of the
the
whole
test.
process.
So he told them I worked 4 months. They tell me they like, you know, he only worked 4 months. So I go, I'm going back to him now. Like, yo, why you tell him that I only worked for you for 4 months when I worked for you the whole 2018?
Yeah.
He like, he had updated his system in August, so he only went to what was in his computer.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I do not know why. I still ask myself to this day. I kept my very first check from when I got paid.
Okay.
From this
Damn.
guy.
That's crazy, yo.
My very first check.
So that proved that you was there from
that
January.
Proved that proved to them that I was there.
Damn.
I like talking
All
about
this shit
it.
is faith. It's faith. It's faith.
Talking about it, yo, just make me
It's
so
surreal.
emotional because I was ready to lose out on the whole deal due to this one job not being accurate.
Right.
Because that stable work, that 2-year work history is mandatory.
Yeah.
It's a checklist.
Right.
Cash reserves, credit score, 2-year work history. So now I feel like I'm like, man, this guy playing with me now. So for some reason, like when I clean up, I ain't gonna say like I'm a hoarder, but I don't really like throw mail away.
I got you.
So when I would go like through my mail, I would always see this check. So one day I'm at work, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go home and find that check.
Right.
So what's so crazy is I went home 2 weeks ago. This was literally 2 weeks ago. I went home, I found the check. I sent it to the lady that, you know, the loan processor, and said, look, this check is dated.
Right.
Such and such date. Yeah. This is my first check.
Right.
So they probably I said that at 9 p.m. I said that at 9 p.m.
You gonna get this one?
At this point, I'm gonna get this deal, man. At this point, I'm gonna get this deal by any means.
They gotta respect that.
At this point, I'm gonna get this deal by any means. So I sent the picture of the check. She said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to my manager and see if we could use this because it has payable to me, the date. It has all the information, the company that we talking about, the job. So now she said, I'm gonna send this to my manager and see if we can work with this. So she hit me back a couple hours later, emails. That's why I really feel like a boss now. I feel like all business get handled through emails, not text messaging, not no DMs. Yeah. Man, don't nobody want to talk. Right. I ain't trying to talk to nobody. Like y'all emailing. That's how you know when the business official.
Growing up shit, yeah, growing up.
That's how you know when the business official. So I sent the lady the picture of the check, 9 p.m. She hit me back, said, I'm gonna see, what I could do. She hit me back, like my manager said I could use this. I'm like, yes.
Damn.
I'm like, let's go. So now she said, but he has to verbal verify. So he did that because he know who I was. I think any job that I go at, they remember me because I'm either in there or I'm in there.
He just couldn't prove it with the
He just couldn't prove it that he had in his computer, in his system. So, but he knew exactly who I was and when I started. So he didn't deny it.
Right.
So now they like, okay, we can use it. So they submitted. So they have mind you, I have everything. I got the credit score. I got the amount that I should be making. I'm still a manager right now. So my cash reserves, my stocks, they see that I have all of this, this leverage. So now, once I send that check, I got that letter commitment. That was all they wrote.
And that's basically saying that you got it.
That's basically saying that I'm congratulated. The commitment letter said congratulations. You've been approved. So I went from pre-approved. The excitement that I got from being pre-approved to approved. When I got approved, I didn't even know what to feel. Yeah. Because I feel like
you was numb. What
the fuck? What the fuck did I just do? Like it's so mind blowing that I ain't through the process. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to my mother. My mother put me on the phone with somebody. One day she was like, the lady told me oh, you can't buy, you don't want to buy no house because the type of loan I'm taking out and rent it out and you can't do that. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear nothing.
You did your own homework.
I'm not trying to do nothing from nobody that never did it.
Exactly. That
You
don't
see
make
what
no
I'm saying?
sense. It
Exactly.
don't make no sense to take advice
Like-
from somebody that never did it.
Like, let me tell you this. Like, when people think of mortgage, they think, I gotta live here for 30 years.
Yeah.
You don't. That's
Right.
a myth.
Right.
And I could talk about that now because of what I learned.
Right.
The exit strategy could be refinance or sell it.
Yeah.
Or,
At any given time.
and when you, the more you pay your mortgage, you get equity.
Mhm.
So, you get equity in a house that you could pull out to put down on another down payment
Okay.
on another house.
The more
So-
you pay, the more you own a house, and then
The
you
more
can take
you
that.
own it.
Okay.
You can't take the cash out the house to spend it.
Yeah.
You can take it though for more
Put it
business.
somewhere else.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So you do not have to live in a house for 30 years.
Okay.
That is a myth
Okay.
that I couldn't wait to express that because I had this little chick or whatever. She was like, she like 30. I'm like, yo, you 30. She got a good job. I'm like, yo, you trying to own a house? She like, something. She brung up the 30-year part. And by the type of mind frame that I am, I'm like, man, I ain't even really trying to sit here because I'm on this path right now. I ain't really trying to sit here and be teaching nobody. I'm gonna just show you.
Right.
When
I'm gonna show you.
Exactly. I'm gonna show you what a mortgage can do and
Right.
the type of leverage that it can give you.
Right,
Like I was
right.
really passionate about this. So the entire process, I'm bugging my friends. I get the letter to commitment now. So now we at the closing date. That was all they wrote. It still feel unreal.
When was the closing date?
Yesterday.
Oh shit.
Yesterday.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yesterday.
Damn. Oh yeah, cause you posted that joint. Okay.
Yeah, closing date was yesterday. So, I'll tell anybody, like, you can take out and don't get me wrong, you don't need to buy a duplex.
Yeah.
So let me just say that. That's just what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I like to make money.
Mm.
I'm a hustler. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a way to make a legitimate dollar.
Right. You got it to rent out.
I
That was
got
your
it to
whole
rent
purpose.
out. That was my whole purpose.
Make
But
money.
the type of loan that I took out, I do got to live in it for a year.
Okay.
FHA loan is mandatory. You got to occupy it for a year.
Okay.
Then I'm trying to go back home. Tell my mom I'm going back home. I told her like after a year, after I live here for a year, I'm going back home.
Save
Collect them rent checks and
Yeah.
saving. I got an exit plan though. You always gotta have an exit plan.
For sure.
So my goal is to hold the property for 15 years. 25 right now. I'll be 40.
Okay.
So I want to sell it.
Right.
He got paid good off that.
Right.
He got paid good off that, and he had it for 15 years.
Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, I met him, the seller.
Okay. He was cool.
Cool.
Okay.
He respected me because I was young,
Okay.
and I was talking to him briefly at the closing date. He started real estate later than my age.
Okay. Most people do. So you got a heads up
So
on a lot of people.
every time that I talk to somebody, they say, "Man, you starting early."
That's
I just
great.
be like, "For real?"
Hell yeah. I know you know that because you don't meet too many realtors young,
Yeah.
especially black young people.
I mean, you do, but like I got
That's really
people,
doing it though. There's a lot of people in real estate that just be like,
they saying that they in real estate, but they really probably just wholesaling. They really trying to get into what I got, but I had the leverage and the blessing that I had to not even have to start out wholesaling.
Okay.
So I just took advantage of my opportunity and my blessings.
Right.
That's all. So down payment, I put down 16,000.
Okay.
16,000, and every day I say, man, I could have bought 16 pair of Dior's.
Yeah, fuck
I could
that.
have did,
Dior's ain't bringing you that money
I
back.
could have brought Rolly. I just think about so much stuff that I'm watching. My friends do.
Yeah.
And that's not a.
It ain't what's up.
I'm watching them blow that.
We was just talking in the last episode. You talking about niggas go to the club, buy bottles, 15 bottles,
And don't even
15
drink it.
bands, pour the shit out. You just do. That's a couple cars. That's whatever.
And they posted on the gram for motivation. I don't look at stuff like that as motivation.
Yeah.
Like what Nipsey was doing, he bought a whole shopping center. Bro,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah.
Teach me.
Right.
Teach me how to get a bag like that.
Right.
You see
And
what I'm
his
saying?
early, I know you seen the interview with his the real early. This was before he even got on. He was outside and he was talking about investing in property and real estate and all that. And I posted that way before all this shit happened.
But like a Rolex do motivation is nice as a gift, but I want to know what you did to get it.
Yeah, that's
I
real.
feel like
That's
I
real.
feel like so now I feel like the steps that I'm taking it'll lead the person to not just focus on the luxury,
Yeah,
but the actual grind and
yeah,
the footwork
yeah,
and trusting your
yeah.
process. Like I started this process literally January. I picked up a book.
Of
I was
2020.
2020,
That's 8 months you done did this shit.
8 months.
8 months, y'all. If y'all hearing this motherfucker, 8 months. She done picked up a book, taught herself, took a trip, and then 8 months. A lot of people can't say they did too much of nothing, but that just show you. We got how many months we got left?
4.
4 months left in a year. So
And this is really like this is serious because I feel like a lot of people being on Instagram is not using it. Some people might use it wisely, but I really like with hashtag. If you hashtag, like hashtags really work.
yeah,
I was in the house hashtagging FHA loan,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I knew what I needed to qualify for. I mean, I'm hashtagging duplexes. I'm just hashtagging all
Just
types of
researching.
weird. It to other people that might seem weird though. Like I still got my friends. I still go around bullshit with. But at the end of the day, this what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
So
And that's what's worth doing. That's definitely what's worth doing. What's your biggest lesson you learned through this whole process, or what has it taught you about yourself?
believe in yourself.
Yeah. When you telling me this shit, it definitely make it seem like anything possible.
Believe in yourself. I
Anything
feel like
possible.
I believed in myself when I knew I was serious. When I on my way taking that bus drive back, when I got to the Greyhound to go meet that realtor, it wasn't no looking back because now I knew I couldn't waste this man's time.
Yeah.
And knowing him, and he already done told me he's serious about his work. If I'm serious, we're gonna be serious together. And that's why I said I don't think I could choose nobody for this transaction.
Yeah.
Like nobody young, my age, And he told me all the time he wish he had this deal because his first property he used the FHA, but he bought a single home.
Okay.
And I think you can only use the FHA once, but from what I was reading, you could use it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure, but he told me this entire time, like, man, I wish I had this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you doing this right.
Right.
Man, you doing. So
and he meant by getting the duplex.
And he meant by getting a duplex that I was doing this deal.
Because you really don't hear nobody talking about duplexes for real. You don't hear nobody talking about living in them or owning them or looking for them. They always say a house. Like, I'm trying to sell houses and all that. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a house.
But it's smart. You getting 2 rents. It's smart. It's smart.
That's what I'm saying. Like duplex,
and
double.
Then your area you in, that bring up the rent.
I think
period.
the rent, the area that I'm in is perfect.
It costs more. Yeah, it costs more to live around
It's
there.
a good area.
Yeah.
My family, they're excited though. I'm excited. I'm still in.
I'm excited for you.
It's just like Ben sitting right here. I feel like there's some people around that need to hear this.
Hell yeah.
Because
for sure. I need to hear that shit.
We looking at the wrong. We looking social media. I will turn my Instagram off. Ask my friends. Yo, you always deactivate your Instagram. Yo, I don't want to see
poison.
that.
It's poison.
It's
yo.
toxic,
for real,
man.
For real.
It's toxic if you're not using it right.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to like I don't smoke or I drink, but I don't be smoking or none of that on my Instagram. So, I feel like I rebirth myself.
Okay.
So there's a certain way how I want to carry myself. I want to be, presentable and me. When you see me, that's what you see. You see me. You don't see me on Instagram with 20
and all that
20
shit.
niggas and money and
That's real.
stuff like that.
That's real. Fuck all that other shit.
I'm my own person.
Fuck
So
all that other shit.
I took this route. I walked it through. I don't even think I ain't gonna say my family wasn't supportive, but they knew that it was this. I remember I had took a trip LA in February before I even went to the seminar. I had took a trip to LA. I texted my mother, my brother, all in the group chat. I said, look, don't ask me for nothing for a while. I'm ready to start working on something to get some money. So that LA trip motivated me. I took a trip to LA February this year. told him like, don't ask me for nothing. You know, it wasn't nothing personal.
It's about to
but
be disciplined. You
it
just
was-
had
it
to lock in. Yeah.
discipline is so important. I feel like even just sitting in the library, because I knew if I was sitting at home reading,
You
I
get
wouldn't
distracted.
have been focused.
Yeah.
I would have been texting and
Yeah.
turning on YouTube.
Right,
and
right. Yeah.
so-
I was the same way when it was the once upon a time when I was going to the library heavy, and it wasn't even really educational books, but just books, period. Or I use the internet, I just go in there because I know if I'm home, I'm going to pick that phone. That's why when I read books, I don't like to read on the phone, because I know in a second I jump on Instagram.
And my
I like
do that.
physical books.
He like, you gotta download the audio books.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'll be listening to music
Yeah,
10 seconds later.
Yeah.
See what I'm
It's
saying?
different when you read it. You get, and I'm like that with writing too. Like I'd rather write shit down, my thoughts and all that shit, versus saying it. Like I'd rather see it, that way I can go back later and be like, all right, I took care of this,
Like,
this, and that.
I really feel like I feel good about my accomplishment though, because I really laid the brick. Like even down to my LLC name, I started making LLC names in 2019 from. I just knew that I was going to own real estate one day soon. So I had, my company name.
That shit.
I had different company names. So one day I'm just like, well, you here.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the LLC. Chose a name, got it registered. So everything just was clicking one by one. I ain't rush it. I got insight from people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I sent my pre-approval letter to my sister, one of my close friends or whatever. She said, what you gonna do, buy a house? I said, I don't know. I don't got nobody helping me during this process, But I ended up, with a duplex. So,
all right.
and they had me.
Out of all the steps that you did, did you think like any of it was something that you didn't have to do, but it was helpful? Like you think if somebody jumping in this, they need to go to the seminar or shit, or you really could get it?
I made a few mistakes with Mark class. Like I said, he taught wholesale. So one of the mistakes I made was, he said, don't open up property. You don't put property in your own name, your own address.
Okay.
So I went to the freaking UPS store and opened up a mailbox there to get the mail there. Not even knowing I wasn't even doing wholesale.
Okay.
So I made a few mistakes. I think that was like the only mistake that I made. I think I wasted like $500 opening that UPS box.
Okay.
But it was all.
Yeah, it's worth. That was a $500 worse than.
Yeah, because I learned, because you're not supposed to purchase real estate though in your name. They say it's not good. If you get sued, somebody can take that.
So just keep it in the company name.
Keep it in the company name, or a different address.
Okay.
However you operating it.
What's your plan for the future? Like, what you want to do with your company, your LLC, and all that? What's your plan? Your goals?
My goal right now is just to rent it out as an apartment. Like when I was posting it, I had so many people wanting to rent it because it was so nice. The unit that's not occupied is so nice. Yeah. And even where the tenant stay, he got a 2-bedroom. So it's a duplex. So it's no living room, no downstairs. He made it do what it do. He got a piano.
He hooked it up.
He got a piano in one of the rooms, an equipment room, a couch. He made it do what it do.
Okay.
In his little apartment, and he comfortable. So that's why I ain't even gonna go in there and try to raise his rent.
Okay.
I ain't going in there trying to bother him.
So he's staying there.
Yeah.
The dude was already living there before. Oh, okay. So it's like I shifted over now. You gotta pay.
I'm coming.
They gotta pay you.
When I closed yesterday, I spent some money and I made some money yesterday. I collected.
You had to pay your rent.
I had collected his security deposit.
Okay.
From when he first paid. He been living there for 6 years.
Okay.
With the seller.
Okay. So now from here moving forward, every month he gotta pay you.
He gotta pay me.
Okay. That's what's up. That's hard.
So now while we're on the topic, so what I'm gonna be doing is for the first year is house hacking. So what that is my mortgage. He's already paying $850. My mortgage is $1,200.
Okay.
That's how much I'm gonna be paying M&T every month.
Okay.
But I got somebody already paying me $850. I'm still working my 9 to 5. So
and
only thing
pay the rest.
So I would just pay the difference.
Okay, that's like $400.
$350.
Okay.
So for right now, I'm still I'm in transitioning to moving down there.
Right.
I'm ready to go from paying $1,000 in
To
rent
350.
to
You
$350
basically your
in
rent is
mortgage.
$350 a month.
So that's called house hacking.
Okay, that's what's
Having
up.
somebody else pay your rent.
Yeah.
That's all real estate is.
And then
though.
then after a year, you gonna move out, move somebody else in, and then you'll get both of them rents, and you'll be paying that off, and then putting money in.
And that's called passive income.
Okay, that's hard. I like that.
So
that.
that it's just
like
everything that somebody, is really everything that, maybe another episode we can get into it, but it's really like, let your money work for you.
Yeah.
Don't keep working
That's
for your
you
money.
hear that a lot in real estate. They always say that.
Let your money work for you.
We
you
definitely-
at home. These apartments we paying rent. Owner probably kick his feet up somewhere out of town.
Man, we spending $1,000, $15,000, $1,500 a month.
We
all that
spending,
shit.
and everybody keeps saying, "Well, I don't want to own a house."
Yeah.
Okay.
So, question. I got two things, and then we gotta wrap up. First, I was gonna say, I really think like once you get your feet really, really in, you should definitely do seminars. You should definitely get this information because I'm telling you, a lot of people, it's gonna be more. Think about it. The people that see you outside, they're gonna be more willing to hear that from you than somebody they can relate to versus somebody they be like, oh, I ain't going. You sit up in there in front of a nigga with suit and tie on, you be like, oh, I'm listening, but I ain't really listening. But they see you like, shit, she look like me. I get like you. I'm on the same tip. I'm 25. I might be older than her or younger. I can relate to this shit. So I definitely think you willing to give up that information. I ain't necessarily saying make money off the information, but if you could give information out the way and people would get it by the masses. Because what Mark doing? What did Mark doing?
This is probably the most that I ever talked to somebody.
Okay.
In one setting.
Right.
I don't really be talking about.
I know.
Because I gotta have something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's why when you first asked me, like, you got something to talk about?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
We just sat here and had a whole hour conversation.
Right,
That's not really normal because I don't really talk a lot.
And I see that. I be saying that to people. I'm glad you said it because when people hit me up about it, if I don't know you and I don't know what you got going on, I'm always ask what you got to talk about. Because if you get on it like you giving up game, you providing something for people. So I want it to be somewhere we can eat. Even if it's a conversation when I do the girls and men shit, you got something to sit on that table. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gotta be doing nothing. But if you got a point to say that's a benefit somebody in their relationship, come on. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I said, man. This the type of loan that I took out. Anybody could get this.
Right.
Like people getting $16,000, you get that back in taxes.
Right.
Yeah. People really gotta start. Stop being. Cause stop just put some money somewhere where you can see it.
Exactly.
I got on poems. You tell somebody I put down $16,000, they gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Man, you lying. Man, I got
Shit,
keys.
tell them
man, these keys to this duplex right here.
Tell them how I let you next year. They gonna see what the pool was looking like. But look, my last question is: from all the information that you gained and learned, what's your thoughts on renting an apartment versus going for a house to live in? What's your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people debate and I know with me when I first moved out. And I think everybody else can say, like, if you don't got nobody that's like a mentor or your parents that been there, a lot of people won't tell you the right way to go as far as moving on your own and all that shit. Like, it's probably, and I'll be looking at, like, the nigga that be on Vlad, like, a couple dudes be on Vlad TV interviews on YouTube that be talking about real estate and shit. One of them was saying, like, don't get a house. He got a condo or he don't believe in all that. He just rather rent them out. He ain't gonna get one. He'll move, whatever.
I be looking at Grant Gardner.
That's the one he be on there, right?
White
guy, yeah. He said
he
that.
He talking big
said
trash.
That. Yeah.
But he said he started, like, at the end of the day, when I go back to the drawing board, everybody that I, was watching throughout my process, they were saying, start with a duplex.
Okay.
Start with a duplex.
He said that too.
They saying in these videos what to start with, not
because
start
you can
with,
live there and you can rent it.
Exactly.
That's why.
Then you get equity, you getting all these type of benefits, know. So I knew I didn't make choose the wrong vehicle to take the path, Right. So, but going from renting to owning, I feel like, and another thing, everybody was saying, well, what if something break? I don't think about what could go wrong because when you think that's when
it'll
stuff
stop
go wrong.
Yeah, and it'll stop you too.
So hot water tank, you know. But even the money that I would be saving, you know, I'm going from paying $1,000 in rent to $350 in mortgage. I would just stack that. I really became a Jew. Like,
That's what's
I
up.
go get a $10 Puma T-shirt and call it a day, man. Like,
Put the money where it need to go.
you know, I feel
Fuck
like
all that
it
other
ain't,
shit.
ain't no better feeling than being flashy. Then, you know, my mother calling saying, you know, she need $400 and I could just send that right there. Ain't even got,
That's real.
let me see.
That's real.
So I really like, and I ain't always been like this though.
Yeah.
I ain't really always been like this. You know, it takes some time. You know, stuff happening. You just turn around.
Realize some shit.
Get older. Yeah. I want to try and be 30, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Real shit. That's smart.
I spent a lot of time. You know, I spent a lot of time with myself. I ain't gonna say I lost friends, but you know, we still do that thing. I do mine.
You on another path.
Pray for them. I'm on another path.
That's what's up.
I think I had said last year. I feel like if I don't do nothing with my life, I feel like I waste 9 months of my mother's life.
Yeah, that's real. That's hard. I like that. I like that.
For real.
So we gonna wrap up. We definitely need to do part 2 because you got a lot of information. We can share that shit, but shit, I learned a lot with this shit. You definitely about to make me check my shit and go to the bank. But I know a lot of people gonna get a lot of benefits out of this. So once I post this, I'm gonna send this shit to a lot of people personally myself because it's a lot of game.
It's a lot of game.
Yeah,
and I ain't gonna lie. Everything really came from a book and YouTube.
And one thing, and I'm glad that you said that you learned on your own because a lot of people feel like that's one of the biggest excuses they'll say, I don't know and ain't nobody tell me, but you said you went and learned on your own, so that's one. And two, what the fuck I was gonna say? Damn, I always do this shit, knowledge. Forget what the fuck damn. Oh shit. I don't know. If it comes to me, I think. But in closing, I salute you. I tip my hat 100%. I really salute you. And
that's what I'm saying. Y'all been, I be looking back at y'all like y'all been blowing money for years. When I was younger, watching y'all grow up. FYF.
We definitely had. Listen.
China room. I watched my brother. I know this man.
And your brother, you know high school wormy. He was
that's
up.
Why I say like Gucci and stuff gonna always be there. Yes. Only thing that get different is the creative design.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only thing that changed, man. Yeah. All that stuff gonna be.
It's
there.
Gonna be there.
Put your money somewhere that's gonna.
Listen, I definitely know now. I changed all that shit. I don't buy none of that shit no more. I get fresh, but I don't buy none of that dumb shit no more. All that, especially everybody else wearing the same shit anyway. I wish I could remember what the fuck I was gonna ask you, but I will. It'll come back to me. We'll do it on part 2. But anyway, like I said, I tip my hat. I salute you. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. I want this to hit the masses because there's a lot of people that need to hear this. They need the motivation.
25.
They need the motivation. They need to know that it's possible. They need to know you ain't got to change what you look like to move and do what you got to do. Like you said, you went into all that with dress how you dress, thugging out, whatever, off the bus street.
I was sitting next to the closer yesterday. She was just like, you know, Caucasian lady. She told me, she said, I wish I had enough courage to wear my hair short like you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm me.
But you made it happen. So
yeah.
That's just more. That just show you, like, for real, that you can do anything and do it the way you want to. You put the ball in court. You stay prayed up. You manifested. And you did what you had to do. I'm definitely taking notes, and I'm going to the drawing board with this next week, and I'm gonna keep going. So you inspire me. And I know you're going to inspire 1 million other people, so I hope 1 million people see this month. But that's my word. I'm sending this to everybody once it come out. So, my Diamond.
You got the permission.
We closing out on this one. Until next time. We Need Answers Podcast.